Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to History and Legacy Africa. Today, we take you on a journey far beyond politics, far beyond speeches, policies, or military might. Today, we take you deep into the ancestral power and spiritual legacy that surrounds and protects one of the most talked about leaders in the world right now. Captain Ibrahim Traore, the fearless son of Burkina Faso. And the reason why coup after coup has failed, the reason why foreign bullets cannot find him, and the reason why his people believe he is untouchable. You see, so many men around the world are always asking, how is this man still standing? With all the threats against him, all the coup attempts and all the pressure from Western nations, how has he not fallen? Let me tell you, the answer goes deeper, much deeper. It goes into his roots, his lineage, his tribe, and the ancestral spirits that walk with him. Let us start from the beginning. Captain Ibrahim Traore is a son of the soil. Born in a simple village lands of Burkina Faso, his roots are deeply tied to the earth, to the traditions, and to the spirits of his people. Ibrahim Traore was born in Bondokui, a small village in the western part of Burkina Faso, located in the Boucle du Muhun region. He originates from the Muhun tribe, where the traditions of the Mande and Marca peoples still run deep. This is not just a rural region. This is a spiritual stronghold. Here, oral traditions are carefully preserved, and families continue to seek the guidance of their ancestors before planting crops, engaging in conflict, or stepping into leadership. In this land, the community doesn't wait for foreign ideas of religion to define morality. The ancestors are the law. The spirits are the constitution. The elders are the interpreters. Traore's childhood was not like the soft, privileged lives of Western-trained politicians. He grew up close to the land, eating what the earth produced, listening to the griots tell stories of warriors who fought against invaders, and hearing the elders whisper of spirits who protect the righteous. From his earliest days, people around him noticed something unusual. His grandmother, a respected matriarch in the community, once said, "This child walks with fire in his shadow. The ancestors walk with him." Those words, said long before he ever touched a gun or wore a uniform, would come back to define his destiny. Let us go deeper into the spiritual power of Traore's tribe. The Marca and Mande people are not just known for their language or farming. They are known for producing some of the fiercest warriors and spiritual defenders in West African history. They are descendants of the same lineage that once rallied behind Sundiata Keita, the legendary founder of the Mali Empire. Even today, their griots carry forward songs of battles fought, kings who ruled, and chains that were broken. Among them are the Kamalin Donso, priests trained from a young age to read the language of nature, commune with spirits, and safeguard those marked by destiny. Now, some of you may ask, but is Traore not a Muslim? Yes, he is. He is a devoted Muslim. But he is also an African who respects the traditions of his land. And that is what makes him powerful. He does not reject Islam, he does not reject Christianity, but he also does not throw away the ancient ways. He knows that before any religion came, Africa already had its gods, its spirits, its ancestors. He understands that the blood of his people is tied to the soil, and that ignoring this is like cutting the roots of a tree and expecting it to stand. These traditions have not died. They remain alive in Traore's tribe, and they are said to watch over Traore. Across the land, whispers tell of a spiritual alarm that sounds whenever a coup is being plotted. Ancestors are believed to appear in the dreams of priests or elders, warning them, exposing the names of traitors, even sowing confusion among those with evil intentions. Many say that during the most recent attempted coup, Traore's unseen guardians turned the conspirators against one another before their plans could take shape. To the people, this is not legend, it is truth. Even those in power acknowledge it. This is why many of Traore's closest protectors are not merely soldiers. They are men initiated into tradition, guardians who consult the spirit world before every major step. They pour libations before national gatherings, fast before battles, and perform sacred rites that outsiders will never see. Observe Ibrahim Traore carefully. He does not boast. He does not taunt enemies. His courage is steady, never reckless. Why? Because his strength comes from spiritual discipline. He is known to return quietly to his village to renew his protection. He attends night vigils. He fasts barefoot. He rejects public praise, always turning it back to the people. This is not politics. This is ancient wisdom. It is the belief that no leader stands without the blessing of the ancestors. That pride brings downfall, but humility brings safety. This is what the West cannot comprehend. They see only a young man without international training, yet he moves like a storm. He speaks like a prophet. And his people would give their lives for him, because he does not stand alone. He stands upon the shoulders of countless warriors, priests, farmers, and kings who came before him. Let us be direct. Since Traore came to power, there have been more than 40 coup attempts against him, yet not one has succeeded. Some collapsed under strange circumstances. Some were uncovered before they even began. Others fell apart from betrayal within. The question many are asking is, why? And the elders answer simply, the ancestors are awake. There are tales of conspirators haunted by nightmares until they lost their sanity. Accounts of commanders changing their minds at the final moment. Stories of spirits appearing where no human guard could stand. You may choose not to believe these things, but the people do, and that is what gives them power. For when a nation believes its leader is shielded by the ancestors, everything changes. Enemies feel fear. Citizens feel unity. A force rises that cannot be measured in weapons or wealth. Traore, to his people, is not just a man. He is seen as the living vessel of ancestral strength. And when a people believe that, they will rise with him. And you know what? The West knows it too. They cannot explain it, but they feel it. That is why they are restless. That is why every intelligence agency is working day and night, yet they cannot break him. Because they are not fighting just a man. They are fighting an entire lineage, an entire history, an entire spiritual shield forged by centuries of African resistance. Traore himself once said in private, "I am not afraid of death. My fear is to betray my people." Those words tell you everything. A man who has already offered himself to destiny cannot be threatened by assassins. He belongs to something greater than himself. Go to Burkina Faso today and ask the ordinary people. They will tell you, Traore is protected. He is chosen. And because of this belief, they are ready to defend him with their lives. But they also believe that even if every soldier deserted him, the spirits of the land would rise to fight for him. That is the power of faith. That is the power of ancestors. After the tragic attack that killed over 50 noble Burkinabe soldiers, something powerful happened. Spiritual elders gathered at the site of the burnt camp. They brought calabashes of water, gourds of millet beer, kola nuts, and ancestral staffs. They poured libation into the earth and declared, "Those who shed this innocent blood will not escape the judgment of the ancestors." They prayed, they chanted, they invoked the spirits of warriors long gone. They called on the river gods, the mountain spirits, the guardians of the land, and as the smoke from the burnt barracks rose into the air, they declared that evil will follow every man, woman, or nation involved in this act. This was not just symbolic. In African tradition, once the ancestors are called to witness, there is no turning back. It is now a matter of cosmic justice. Let's be honest, many African leaders fell not because they were weak, but because they were bought. A briefcase of dollars, a mansion in France, a scholarship for their children, that's all it took. But for Traore, he cannot be bought. Why? Because his loyalty is not to Paris or Washington, not even to Russia or China. His loyalty is to the ancestors and to the soil of Burkina Faso. That makes him a different kind of leader altogether. You see, when a man's contract is with the ancestors, there is no bribe high enough to cancel it. There is no promise sweet enough to tempt him. He knows that betraying the land will bring curses not only on him, but on his children and his children's children. And that is why he walks with a kind of boldness that shocks the world. He can look into the eyes of foreign presidents and say, "No, you cannot have my gold. You cannot have my uranium. You cannot have my people." Because behind him, unseen, stand thousands of warrior spirits whispering, "We are with you." Since this young captain took power, it has been one plot after another. Foreign-backed mercenaries, infiltrators, generals with suspicious ties, and political saboteurs all have tried to remove him. But time and again, they fall. Why? Because this fight is not just against men, it is against a shield of spirit, flesh, and destiny. To understand why Traore is unshakable, you must remember history. In 1987, Africa lost one of its greatest sons, Thomas Sankara. He was assassinated in cold blood by those who feared his courage. For decades, Burkina Faso carried that wound. A nation that once dreamed of true independence was dragged back into chains. But the spirit of Sankara never left. It hovered over the land, waiting for someone bold enough, pure enough, and fearless enough to continue what Sankara started. Many came, many failed. But in 2022, a 34-year-old soldier rose up, toppled corruption, and stood tall. And the people said, "Sankara has returned through Traore." From that moment, it was no longer just about politics. It became about destiny. Every coup attempt against Traore is not just a coup. It is an attack against the spirit of Sankara himself. And that is why they keep failing. Let's be clear, coups are not just about guns. They are about psychology. They succeed when a nation is divided, when people are confused, when soldiers doubt their leader. But look at Burkina Faso today. The people are united, the army is loyal, the spiritual leaders are active, and the ancestors are awake. That is why every coup collapses. It is like trying to blow out a flame that is being shielded by the wind itself. Impossible. Foreign powers cannot understand this. They are used to buying generals, bribing politicians, and destabilizing nations. But how do you bribe an ancestor? How do you destabilize spirits who have guarded the land for centuries? They cannot. After the last attempted coup, something extraordinary happened. Spiritual elders went on national radio and declared, "Anyone who plots against Traore plots against the ancestors, and the ancestors do not forgive betrayal." This was not a statement, it was a warning. From that day, whispers of coup attempts began to die down. Fear spread, not among the people, but among those who dared to betray. Because now, they weren't just afraid of being caught by soldiers, they were afraid of being struck by spirits. Every time a coup attempt fails, the West becomes more nervous. Because it proves something they cannot admit. Their power over Africa is crumbling. They tried with guns. They tried with money. They tried with propaganda. But each time, they failed. And now, the people of Africa are asking, if Burkina Faso can resist, why can't we? This is the true danger. Not just Traore himself, but the example he sets. Every failed coup is a message to the continent. Africa can resist. Africa can win. And so, ladies and gentlemen, understand this. Ibrahim Traore is not surviving by luck. He is surviving by destiny. Every failed coup is proof that he is chosen. Every betrayal exposed is proof that the ancestors are watching. Every plot destroyed is proof that Burkina Faso is entering a new era. One where the people, their leader, and their spirits are united as one. The West may plan, the mercenaries may prepare, the traitors may gather. But as long as the ancestors stand with Traore, no coup will succeed, because you cannot overthrow a man protected by both his people and his ancestors. This is History and Legacy Africa. like, subscribe, and share for more.